Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021, and we are in the final hour of the trading day. Thank you all for coming. I look forward to seeing everyone each day. I really do. I'm grateful that we have such a great group, and I hope that by spending time here, it's helping you navigate your trading and your investing. So currently, the Dow Jones is up 52.86%, up 0.17%. The NASDAQ is up 21.83, up 0.17, and the S&P is up 0.11. So we've been all over the board. We've been green, we've been red, we've been green. So interesting day today. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some good day trades today. I will share those with you as well. After that, we're going to go back over to the board and we're going to take a look at your positions. I see some green and red, probably more green than red, so that's good. So we're going to take a look and see how those positions are doing. After that, we are going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, most important skill that you can learn in trading. When I say that, I really mean it. That's the skill that you need to learn. Learning support, resistance, entries, exits. Yes, you have to learn that so you can create a plan. But in order to follow the plan, that's where the skill component comes in. So I like to talk about it each day, hopefully by talking about it in different ways every day. Hopefully one time something will click in your head and you'll have that aha moment and it kind of solidify for you. So I like to do that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a trade. First requirement, I need a confluence or combination of indicators such as MACD, RSI, moving averages, Keltner channels, V1s, V2s lining up at the same time, the same price, and ideally on multiple time frames. So that's requirement number 2. Requirement number 1, excuse me. Requirement number 2 is that I need to have a good risk to reward ratio. My minimum is 2 to 1 based upon my support, my end of day stop below me, and any strong and likely resistance above me. That's requirement number 2. Good risk to reward, at least 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 better. And then number 3, I always take into consideration how many positions I have, how much account heat I have, or in other words, how much of my total account is at risk in any positions, even if I think they're uncorrelated, because any position is risk. And then correlation is very important too. I like to be diversified. I don't want to have all my stocks in the tech industry or all my stocks in the oil industry. I want to have some diversification. So I've gone down through the watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have put up some possible end of day candidates that look pretty good. So as we near the close, I'll be going through those and trying to identify the very, very best one. And if I find something at the end of the day that looks good, I will go ahead and buy it before the close. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, please go ahead, put them in the live stream, put an asterisk or emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to that before the close of the market. All right, and then lastly, if you have any new additions or subtractions for me today up on the board, if you could please wait until the end of the day, I would really appreciate that. That way the pressure's off, market's closed, I'm done teaching, I'm done trading. All right, so that is the plan for today. Hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Leva is here. Good to see you, Leva. Hope you're having a good day. Johan is here. Hello, Johan. Nice to have you here. Hope you're having a nice evening in Hong Kong. Here is Kamal. What's going on, Kamal? Good to see you, bud. Thank you for the results of your scanner and everything that you do to contribute to this channel. Johnson is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Steve is here. Hey, bud. How you doing, Steve? Hope you're having a good day. Always nice to have Steve here. Always an honor and a privilege to have Steve Burns in the chat with us, and never take it for granted. I really don't. I'm always excited to see Steve, and I know everyone else is as well. So, and Steve says hello, everyone. Wow, interesting day around my house today. So one of my very best friends in the world came to switch out 2 new toilets, and we had a little issue with one of the valves that were leaking, and oh my gosh, leaking water is never fun. And so he had to run to Home Depot a couple times, and so I had to stand there with the shop vac and keep the water from flooding my house. So luckily, and I was wondering if we were going to get it done for the podcast, but we did, and he's got it all handled now. But that was pretty dicey at the moment, so I didn't take a lot of day trades in the latter part of the day, but I did take some good day trades early on. Tracy is here. Hello, Trace. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. If Paxton's there, please tell him hi. David is here. Hi, Gergen Group. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Steve says, Steve, big day for Dash. You missed that one too. Oh, yeah. Well, he followed his rules, though. Morgs is here. Hey, Morgs, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and Group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Lova said, Steve, your 520 IPO worked great on Dash. Yeah, but I think what happened on Dash was I think Steve got stopped out at the end, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I'm wrong on that. Hopefully. Let me just take a quick look real quick. All right, that's good. That's all good. All right. Well, let's go to my board and we'll see how things are going. Alibaba. So I did short Alibaba back here at 231.76. It's currently 226.65. It is going my way because I'm short. I did hit a profit target yesterday at 226.39. I actually shorted it on the weekly though. 2 weeks ago, we had the big down bar. We had a rally back up. It rejected the 50-day moving average and rejected the 50 Fibonacci level on the retracement back up from the big down bar. This one's kind of been all over the place, but I did short at 231.76. It's currently at 226.61. And again, I did hit one profit target. So my stop is going to be a close above the 50-day moving average. That will be my stop. So far so good and profitable. Oil. I've had this oil trade for a while and it has been a monster. It has really been a monster. I bought oil here at 30.97. So this trade is up 13.8%. Really good trade. I did not take it on the daily. I took it on the monthly. Of course, you know, I like to take different trades in different time frames. I took the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third at Keltner channel, and the V2. That was my entry. That's why I bought it. Looks like I've been in this trade, I guess, about a month and a half so far, but pretty good, 13 or whatever percent, and it's up 1.96% today. All right, Apple. Okay. I'm going to show you the day trade on Apple first. This one was a loser. Where was my day trade? All the way back here in the morning. We had this nice strong close above the SPY and the 200-day moving average. I bought at 379.70. My stop was a close below the 200-day moving average, and I'm sure glad I adhered to that stop. So I did take a loss. I bought at 379.70, and I got out at 379.46. So small loss, but that's what we want to do in trading. We want to keep those losses small, right? So let me get rid of this here, and then Okay, so that's it for the day trade. That was a losing day trade on SPY. Of course, I did have the overnight SPY trade. It was a slight gain. I bought it very close on this chart. I bought at 378.69 and I sold this morning at the open at 378.84. So not a big win, but a win nonetheless. And as usual, I will go ahead and buy the SPY here at the close, which reminds me, I better do that right now because I can't do it if there's 15 minutes or less left in the day. I can't do a market on close order. So I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. So give me 1 second. All right, done and done. Okay, Apple. I did have a day trade on Apple today. All the way back in the morning, pre-plumbing drama. I bought this higher low V1. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied back in. We had a V1. I did not buy it intra-bar. I bought it at the close. I bought it at 128.65. 2 bars later, it rejected the 50, so I sold part at 129.01. No, excuse me. Yes, 129.01. Then we had a rejection of the 50. I sold the other at 128.93, and then we finally had a close below the previous day's low. No, excuse me. Okay. So I bought here at 128.65. I sold part at 128.93. I sold part at 129.01, but then it came all the way back to my entry. Now, if I ever move 1.5 ATRs from my entry, if it ever gets back to my entry, that's where I have to get out of the trade. So that's why I got out of the trade. But all in all, you know, it was positive, and I think that's what matters the most. Now let's go to the daily, and we better go to the monthly for this. All right, we have Frank in at 111 even. So this has been a nice trade for Frank. We have Jatson in at 123. So both of them are up on the trade. It is down 64 cents on the day, but again, they are still up on the trade. Then VIX. I had a nice trade on VIX today. Right here. It's an interesting trade. So we had a double bottom. See how we tested the bottom? Then I had a nice strong V1 bullish engulfing bar close back in the value zone. I bought it here at 1683 was my entry price. Next bar moved up strongly. I took off half. Next bar came up, rejected the 50 RSI. I sold half of a half. So now I only have a quarter left, but that quarter worked out pretty well. Went all the way up, and then I got out here when there was a close below the previous day's low. So this was a good trade. In at 1683, out at 1690, out at 1694, and out at 1726. And that's a big move on the VIX. So I'm not sure what happened in the middle of the day to cause that. But nonetheless, I was glad I was able to take care of it. This is an interesting little possible day trade here. False breakout to the downside, rejection of the 200-day moving average, and a V1. That's interesting. On the daily, we have Gary bought at 1723. He sold. No, excuse me. He bought back here. He bought at 1723. He sold half of his position here, somewhere in there. He sold another half of a half in the big move up here. So it looks like he only has a quarter of a position left. And the quarter of the position is down a little bit, but not much. All right. Morg says Spice with a 520 crossover. Yes, I saw that, Morgs. That's why I have Spice up on my watch list today. But thank you for that. Gary says hello, Greg and group. Hello, Gary. Good to see you, bud. Jatson says hello. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry couldn't be here yesterday. Had some urgent work and bought Fiverr at 2:30. Please update. Okay, remind me at the end of the day, Jatson, and I definitely will. David says ABNB doing pretty good today. Yes, it is. If I remember correctly, I was looking at that earlier. Well, we'll take a look when we go through. Pat is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Pat. Good to see you. Good lesson last night. Pat's just an excellent, excellent student. I can tell you that. Just amazingly great, excellent student. All right. Well, let's take a crack at your positions. All right, here we go. Eli Lilly, Johan, and Gary bought Eli Lilly with the return to value, nice V1. They bought it at 166.14. Had a huge gap up day yesterday, and today down a bit, down 4.2%. So it has given back quite a lot from yesterday. And the most important thing is that it's, it looks like it's going to close below the gap up low, which is not a great sign. So Johan and Gary did get out of half while it was up here. So really glad for that. And I'm sure they're glad for that now as well. Tesla. Jatin is in Tesla at 639.90. It is currently 853.77, up another 5.26%. This is a monster. This is up so far 25% on this trade. Wow. Congratulations, Jatin. Qs are down. Here we go. Frank is in the Qs at 284.60. It's currently 313.73. It is down a little bit today, but up nicely on the trade for Frank. Snap, I think this is also Frank. That's right. Frank took a position in Snap yesterday at 53.81. It's up 3.51% today. So nice trade, Frank. Really great trade. Love when it just goes your way the very next day. Ulta. All right. I got out of that yesterday. Johnson got in at 277.95. Had a nice move up nicely. He's still in it, and it is up 2.28 today. It's up 0.79%. So great trade on that, Johnson. SDC, Pat, I was so glad to see this because we talked about this last night in our lesson. Pat bought this false breakout to the downside with a V2 at 1164. It is up 3.95% just today, everybody. And Pat so far on this trade is up 8.07. Fantastic. And I measured out the 1.5 ATR trailing stop for you, Pat. It's at 1277 today. So it's getting pretty close. AMC, big day for Bob on AMC. He bought it at 210. It's 229, which doesn't sound like a lot, but from a percentage, it's up 8.3%. So congratulations, Bob. FSLY, Johan bought FSLY at 86.80. It's currently 89.07. It's up 4.68% today. So up on the day and up on the trade. PTON. Yas has been in PTON for a bit here. He's been in from 1597. It's currently 155.85. It's up 2.29% today. So from entry to exit, or entry to current price, up over 25%. What a deal. Okay, AMD. Let's see, Yas and Gary and Steve. Yas is in from 92.39, I believe. Gary and Steve are in from 95.10. Had a huge day up yesterday. They took it with the 520 crossover. Big reversal bar today. It was up nicely, but big reversal bar today to the downside. So looks like Yas is still in the money a little bit. Steve and Gary are just a little out of the money. And looks like Gary sold a third of his yesterday. So I'm glad to see that. That's not going to leak, right? No. Okay. Okay. DocuSign. All right, nice trade for Steve today. Beautiful trade. Steve bought the 1030 EMA back here at 238.88. Little sideways motion and then a big move up today, up 8.67%. Congratulations, Steve. That is a fantastic trade. Steve is up on that trade so far. It looks like 8.64% roughly. So congratulations, bud. That's really nice. Let's see. ALGN. Jatin has been in ALGN for a while now. Great trade back here at 441. Sold half at 521.90. Sold another half of a half at 550. It's 552.58. It is down a little bit today, but way up on the trade. Way up on the trade. ABNB. Oh, Steve, nice going. Steve bought ABNB with a 520 cross at 148.84. It's up 9.71% today. That is fantastic. I didn't see that one. I saw the other ones, but I didn't see this one. Wow, way to go, Steve. Fantastic. And Frank. Frank has a 10% position size from 149. So, whoa, nice going. Love. Love keeps going up here. Gary Johan Yasir bought Love at 46.71. It's 48.36, up nicely on the trade so far, guys. Gary got out a half and up 3.39%. Beautiful. Yeah, airline's doing well today. Google down today. We have Gary sold 3 different credit spreads on Google, the 1570, 1550s, 1550s, 1540s, and the 1640s, 1630s. So that this expires January 29th. These both expire on Friday. So he's looking good on all of those. That's a bullish play. Teladoc, Frank, I think we already talked about Teladoc, right? Or did we? Maybe not. Frank is in from 182. It's 232.27, up 5.17%. And it looks like Frank is up 22.18%. Way to go, Frank. PSNL Johnson, beautiful little entry here. $35 even. It's $39.67. It's up 4.59%. Up 11.8% total on the move. These moves are incredible. RKT, Johnson bought RKT at 1974. It's 1973, down 1 penny on the trade. If you're going to be down, being down a penny is the way to go. Bob bought Hyliion Holdings at 1577. It's 1720, up 0.23% on the day and up 8.64% so far. Wow, it's amazing. DKNG. Kamal bought at 46.20. He also added some more here a couple days ago. So Kamal is up beautifully on this trade. He is up 14.11% on this first trade. And I can't remember where he bought the other, but he's up on both. NIO is a monster. Yas and Frank bought NIO at 46.10. Look at this beautiful move up again today after yesterday's kind of nasty reversal bar. This is up currently almost 27%. Wow. GoGo. Gary and Quad bought GoGo at 1027. It's 1142, up 4.96% today. Just amazing. Up 9.82. I mean, like 9% is like the average win around here, it seems like. TAK, David bought TAK at 1790. It's 1828, down a little bit today, but really nicely up on the trade. Pins, Jatin bought Pins at 7140. Danced around for a couple days. Big, strong up move today, up 4%. So way to go, Jatin. V is Jatin also bought Visa. Yeah, Visa and MasterCard were weak today at 214.55. It's down 1.78%. So he is down on the day and also down on the trade. And PLTR, Jatin bought PLTR at 24.06. It's 26.01, up 8 cents, 27.27%, but up 7.58. Wow. Holy hamburgers. That's all I have to say, everybody, is holy hamburgers. That's all I have to say. Congratulations. Fantastic. Steve says, yeah, love a great day for Dash. My current positions from entry. DocuSign up 9.21, ABNB up 9.59, AMD down minus 0.58, S&P puts, oh, I forgot about those. I forgot about those on the S&P. Did I erase them accidentally? I think I did. I think I accidentally erased those. Sorry. Snap has started testing positive for the 520 EMA crossover. Steve says the VIX 1030 EMA cross is fading. Jatin said, I've realized the fact that it's important to explain the reason for taking a trade. Now I will do that every time. Fiverr Logic was a failure reset scenario by Mark Minervini. Interesting. P.S. My entry was a little late. Jatin said exited for a small loss. Okay, remind me at the end, Jatin. Frank has a poem for us. Good. Let's see. He who travels the wrong road makes the trip twice is old sage advice. But for traders, mistakes mean paying a price. The market can lure you and entice, so before you buy, it's best to think twice. All right, let me paste that in there and I'll take one more shot at it, see if I can do a little better. All right. He who travels the wrong road makes the trip twice is an old sage advice. But for traders, mistakes mean paying a price. The market can lure and entice, so before you buy, it's best to think twice. Well, yeah. Always think twice. It's like crossing the road. You know, look twice. Do you really need this trade? You know, Linda Raschke has mentioned many times that before she takes a trade, she always asks herself, do I really need this trade? Do I really need this trade? Is there any FOMO going on here? Is there any frustration? Do I really, really need it? And try to be your own devil's advocate about, do you really need it? Or are you just in the habit of taking trades? So best to think twice for sure. Jackson is here, buddy. Good to see you. Hey, Greg and all. Good to see you. Okay, let me check. All right, so my BABA is short. My short is down, which is good. My oil is up really nicely. SPY was just the overnight SPY trade. I'm going to buy that at the close. Of course, I had my Apple day trades today, so I can put that one away. And Spice is one that I'm possibly looking at today as well. Steve says gold 3-day bounce, 3 of bouncing off the 200-day moving average. Oh, let's take a look. Yep. It has bounced 3 times at the 200-day for sure. Let's look over on the weekly. Yeah, we had that big old bar last week though, didn't we? There was a lot of volume on that down move, but gold is up today, which is good. What about silver? I imagine silver's up as well. Yep. Big down bar. We're getting to be close halfway of that big down bar, which is just a little concerning for me. If I had silver, that is. All right. Well, listen, speaking of Steve Burns, here are 2 quotes from Steve from Twitter. It's a 2-for-1er today on Tuesday. 2-for-1 Steve Burns Twitter post review. Of course, Steve, you can find Steve on Twitter at Steve Burns or just at S Joseph Burns on Twitter. And I can't remember why I put these 2 together, or maybe Steve posted them both together. I can't remember, but they totally go together. Chasing a price after a long move higher usually leads to an entry with a terrible risk to reward ratio. Patient bulls are usually rewarded with lower prices eventually. I mean, if there was something that could sum up my trading philosophy, it's these 2 posts. Chasing a price after a long move usually leads to an entry with the terrible risk to reward ratio. Everything that I do is about risk to reward. I don't chase prices. I'm on the lookout for chasey stocks all the time. And if they run away from me, fine, no problem. It's okay. You know, I try not to have any FOMO. I try not to chase anything. I'm really not a momentum buyer per se, unless you want to call crossovers momentum. But it's just true. You know, don't chase price. You're usually going to buy it near the top. It's just true. Wait for it to come back in the value zone. I talk about the value zone all the time. Patient bulls are usually rewarded with lower prices eventually. Or in other words, it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back to the value zone. You're so much better buying in the value zone than you are above. Remember, we want to buy at value, sell above value. We want to buy below value, sell back at value. What a lot of beginning traders do is they chase these moves up into the second and the third ATR channels, and then most of the time that's about it. Sometimes it goes higher, but most of the time that's about it. Then it comes back to the value zone. That's probably somewhere near their stop, and they get out for a loss, and then they have to watch it go bouncing back up again because there are buyers. So one more time, chasing a price after a long move higher usually leads to an entry with a terrible risk to reward ratio. Always look at risk to reward, everyone. Patient bulls are usually rewarded with a lower price eventually. Oh, you okay, Keely? Little Keely's been sick. Thank you, Steve. But please, everybody, read this, emblazon it into your mind. Don't chase, be patient. All right? We should start a Twitter hashtag. Don't chase, be patient. And you know, speaking of spice, I was going to take this trade, but I didn't. But, you know, look up here, up at the third channel, third ATR channel. Better not to buy up here, better to wait, just at the very least, a pullback into the value. Look what happened right as soon as it got to value. Boom! Took off right again, right? So kind of a good example there. Lovis says, Steve, is there anything special about IPOs that qualify for the 520 on the first possible day versus those that qualify much later? Jackson says, so easy to pat ourselves on the back with wins, but hope y'all are congratulating each other on taking your losses correctly. I agree. That's how you make money, by losing correctly. 100% agree, Jackson. Jackson's so good with this kind of stuff. Jadden said, sorry, sir, I had to leave early. Some work. My position. Sorry for the inconvenience. No problem. Tell me at the end though, Jatton, okay? Steve says IPOs tend to go under early accumulation patterns and speculators building positions. Several others have seen this pattern of early trends at some point, both up and down. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Well, we raced through this all pretty good. I'm way ahead of schedule. So, look at Pat making new high on the day for Smile Direct. Proud of you, Pat. Whoa, is that nice? That is fantastic. And couple of Steve's trade were monsters today. Let's see, where were they again? Airbnb up 9.67, and I think DocuSign for Steve. Whoa, nice going, bud. Nice going. Holy smokes. Looks like VIX is making a new low on the day. Let's look at that VIX. Let's look at the crossover and see how close it is to keeping or untriggering. 2348, 2350. So it has crossed under now, currently, as of right this minute, it has crossed under. Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at some potentials today. JetBlue. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of potentials today. I'm really going to have to choose wisely and really get my sharp pencil out and pencil this all out because there's a lot that are triggering today. JetBlue, higher low V2. Here is day one. Here is day two. Day two washes out day one. Day three above day one's close. It did reject closer up to the 1 ATR channel. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We have a 520 crossover. It looks like MACD is crossing. So JetBlue is definitely a possibility. Let's take a look back on the weekly and see if we can divine anything there. We're getting somewhat close to that 100-day moving average on the weekly. It doesn't mean it can't go up through it, but the last few times it's got there, it couldn't hold and it came back down. On the bright side, we had a V1 last week on the weekly, but we're right here at the 1 ATR channel on the weekly, and we didn't quite get to the 1 ATR channel on the daily, but it is up, increased volume. It's, you know, it's definitely something decent. Win. Okay, well, we have a V2 here on win. Here is bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 1. Nicely washes out bar 1. Bar 3 closing above bar 1's close. We're at 53.04. You know, we did wash out this previous low. If I took this trade, my stop would be here, although it's at 52.99. And if it did lose a 50 RSI, I would get out of half. So I have a little bit of a closer stop for half below. Nice washout here. Not that much volume. On the weekly, we're above the second ATR channel. It's a V1 on the weekly. We're a little high up there though. UAL, you know, I think I like UAL better than I like JetBlue. JetBlue is so much closer up to the 1 ATR channel, where UAL has a lot more room to go. And this is a really nice higher low V2 rejection of the 50-day moving average, rejection of the 50 the 50 RSI and the 50 SMA. Actually, let's look over on the weekly. V2 on the weekly, bar 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out 1, 3's above bar 1. We do have earnings though on the 20th, so that's a week away. It's okay. I'm going to have to wait and see if this rejects the 50 RSI. If it rejects the 50 RSI, I would not take it, but I like that halfway of the washout bar dovetails nicely with the 50 SMA, so that looks pretty good. Beyond Meat. Well, we went under 30, over 30, false breakout to the downside, plus a V2. That's all pretty strong, I have to say. Under 30, over 30, V2, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, and rejection, false breakout from this low here. No double bottom divergences or anything like that, but Beyond Meat is, I gotta say, it's pretty good. It's a V1 on the weekly as well. See what I'm talking about? There's almost too many good setups today. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, everybody. Okay. LMT. That was an under 30, over 30 yesterday, so that one I'm not interested in. That one's too chasey at this point. SPCE, wow. Has a 520 crossover, has a higher low V2, bar 1, 2, 3, bar 2 washes out bar 1, bar 3 closes above bar 1's close. MACD has gone positive, it looks like. here, there's a lot to that. I mean, you know this stock. I'm just a little concerned about buying this after a 7% move. That's my biggest concern, but we'll put it over in the possibility corner. Verizon, nice little rejection of the 200-day moving average. Let's see if it rejected the 30 RSI or not. Did not. So I'm not interested in Verizon. And then Zoom, that's pretty strong. False breakout to the downside. V1 bullish engulfing bar. That's pretty strong. It's a little stretched now. You're really gonna have to decide, if you took this trade, where would your stop be? Would your stop be close below halfway of the washout bar? That's probably where mine would be. We have a MACD crossover, which is good. On the weekly, it's a V1 on the weekly. Let's see if anybody else has some thoughts. Jackson says, it was never my thinking that made big money. It was always my sitting. That's right. Johnson says, WW has a V1. Yeah, it's not a higher low one though, because this bar looks like it was lower than that bar, and you had the big gap. This just doesn't offer a good risk to reward ratio here for me on WW. Mork says, what do you think about PLTR? It's okay. It looks like we have a 520 crossover. I'm not sure if anyone has checked to see how that's tested. I don't have mine up right now, but if anyone can back test and see if PLTR does back test well with the 520. VJ, hello VJ, good to see you. Can you check J&J and Walmart? Johnson & Johnson, it's still too high. I need it to pull back into the value zone here in order for me to get interested. This would be my zone. This is still too high of a zone for the way I trade VJ. And Walmart, no, it's just too high. You know, I want to buy in value. I don't want to be buying here above value. I want to buy if it comes back, just like I was showing you on J&J. Mount Doji, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hello back to you. Kamal says, isn't it better to buy jets than the single airline? Where's my jets over here? I thought I had jets up there. Oh, I know why I didn't, because I had so many other airlines up there. Yeah, I mean, sure. Probably better than a single airline. Yeah, I think that's a good point. It is a higher low V2. Definitely a higher low V2. So that's a good point. That's a really good point. Thank you, Kamal, for adding that. Let me do some math on jets. Yeah, that's exactly the reason I didn't put it up, because I had so many airlines. But very, very good point. All right, so we'll add that. Steve says, I exited AMD for a small loss and locked in my gains in DocuSign and ABNB. Okay, good. If somebody could remind me, PLTR is a new IPO. Oh, I see what you mean. Steve says PLTR doesn't have enough data yet, but I am trading the 520 EMA as my IPO strategy. Mork says, hi Steve, did you enter PLTR today? Sebastian, good to see you, buddy. What is happening? I've been meaning to call you. I've had a crazy last couple of days. I will call you today on my walk. Excited to learn 101 with you, sir. I am excited to teach you one-on-one, Sebastian. Sebastian and I have known each other from way, way back. All right. Well, okay. JetBlue, good, near the 1 ATR channel. I like that the least out of the airlines. Win, it is a nice false breakout to the downside. I don't like the lower volume here today. On the weekly, we're a little high, so I am going to let Win go as well. UAL, nice, higher low V2, rejection of the 50-day, rejection of the 50 RSI. Really good. It would have to stay above the 50. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly is at least back down into the value zone, which is good, but let's compare that to JETS instead, which is the ETF. So nice higher low V2. Over on the weekly, you know what? I personally like United Airlines better than Jets because the 50 SMA here is dovetailing pretty close to the halfway of the washout bar. I like that stop better than I do Jets down here because it's not lining up with anything. Whereas UAL, it's lining up with the -1 ATR channel and the 50. I still like UAL better, honestly. Beyond Meat. Let me see what the market's doing so I can put this in context. I have to say it is pretty good. Space, Virgin Galactic looks really nice here. 520 crossover, higher low V2, MACD crossed over. And this stock can really run. I mean, you know, it can really run, but I think I'm going to pass. I don't like chasing something that's up 7.14%. You know, if it could come back, give me a better entry, gives me a better risk reward ratio, then yes. But as is right here, I don't think I'm going to chase it. And then Zoom, really nice bullish engulfing bar on a lot of volume. If we look over to the weekly, it all looks pretty good, I have to say. So my favorites are UAL, Beyond Meat doesn't have a lot of volume on this up move, so just because of that, I'm putting it off to the side. I just feel like Zoom's a little chasey here. I think I'm going to go with UAL, everybody. Yep, I'm going with UAL. My Baba short is doing well, nice and down. My oil up nicely. SPY, of course, I'll be buying that at the close. The overnight SPY trade. God, Baba's just going down. Way to go, Baba. Yep, I realize that, Kamal, but I don't really think I mean, holding through earnings with Jets is still going to affect Jets. That's kind of the way that I look at it. But to a lesser degree, because it's only a lesser part of the Jets. Mount Doji says, all is well. I moved to a new house and got engaged. Oh, nice. Closed out 2020 with a bang. Congratulations, Mount Doji. Way to go. Way to go. All right, so we have about 9 minutes. On the weekly, Zoom's going to be bumping up to that -1 ATR channel above it. Yeah, I'm just going to go with my first gut reaction on that and just wait. Jets is good. There's no doubt about it. Jets is good, just like UAL is good. And Beyond Meat is good also. I don't like the low volume on this big move up. That's the only thing that concerns me there. Frank says there's talk Baba will be nationalized. Oh, that's interesting. That would be big. Bob says all airlines have earnings coming soon. Yep, they do. I have talked to some people that have flown recently, and they said some say it's very packed, and others say it's not packed. Kind of hard to get. Well, Beyond Meat's making a high on the day here, so that's good. So I have to ask myself, do I really want to buy UAL? That's the answer. Higher low V2, rejection of the 50, under 50 RSI, all good. It's 51.12. It is above the 50. If it were to come down tomorrow and close below the 50, I would immediately sell half of my position. On the weekly, I like it because it's not way overextended. GLD. Yeah, Steve brought this up earlier. I mean, it's rejected the 200-day 3 times, which I like. The only thing, that I don't like is we have this big old bar here. Very likely, I think you're going to see some resistance at about halfway. That's my only concern on that. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? I mean, it could just go straight on up and not care about this big bar. But I think more times than not, it does care about the big bar. All right. Here's Miguel, my best buddy over there. Say hello, Miguel.
Hello, buddy.
Come here.
Oh, buddy.
Hey, Miguel, you know how to fix the toilet?
Oh, come on, buddy.
Come on, buddy. I always ask him if he knows how to do something, and he's like, come on, buddy. Of course I know how to fix the toilet. Are you kidding me?
Yes, easy.
He says it's easy. All right. So yeah, that's my take on gold right there. I'm still a little bit concerned about that big down bar. It's a mixed message. Big down bar, tested the 200 twice, but I don't think I'd be buying here, honestly. INSG. Well, It is a higher low V1, but honestly, we made a lower high Kamal. It didn't wash out the low. So if we had closed below the -1 ATR channel and then had this formation, yes, but being that we never closed below, it was just a move down, lower high, and I need the bottom to be washed out first. FSLY, it's pretty good. I have to say, it's pretty good. For sure, Johan. Like it to see close above the 50 RSI, though, that's for sure. All right. So it looks like UAL is going to be it for me. Tell you what, I'm going to get a half position to UAL. It is a little stretchy, so I am going to only buy a half a position, just for the record, okay? I am going to buy UAL, but I am going to buy half. And if it comes back, holds there, I may add the second half. But yeah, I'm only going to add half here. Okay. What's half of that? Okay. All right, so I did buy half a position of UAL. Let me put it up here. All right, market's closing in 1 minuto. VIX making a low on the day. Apple finally went positive. We have about 20 seconds. So I did buy a half position of UAL, and I'll be buying my full overnight SPY position as well. All right, that is it. So, SPY, I bought SPY at 378.77, and I bought 1/2 position of UAL at 44.11. All right, so I bought at 44.11. And I'm just going to put here Greg. 1/2 position. Okay. And then overnight SPY, I bought at 378.77. You know, yesterday was such a big day. I was so grateful. That was the biggest day of the year for me. And today, positive, grateful for that for sure. But boy, it's nice when you have those big monster days, right? Puts a little wind in your sail and the whole thing. So, all right. So BABA, current positions now. BABA, I'm short, but it was down. It's in the money. USO doing very, very well. Overnight SPY trade at 378.77, and I bought a 1/2 position in UAL. And if it does come back a little bit closer, I'll add the second half to reduce my cost basis. So that's the plan. If you have any new entries and exits, I know there's going to be a bunch of them. So if you have some for me, this is the time. Go ahead, put it in the chat, and I'll get them all updated. Real quick, just wanted to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time. I teach a 15-hour course. It's really involved. I think it's really good, though. I know you're going to be a better trader when you're finished. Pat and I just had our last lesson last night, and she was just excellent. So you know, if you're interested in taking this course with me, all you have to do is send me an email or send me a message on Twitter. The email's in the description of this video. Just say, hey, Greg, I'm interested in lessons. I will reply and say, hey, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. It's not a sales call. I just want to talk to you a little bit about your goals and your challenges in your trading and your experience, and then you can ask me questions about the course, right? And then after we're done with the call, you can think about it, and then if you want to, you know, schedule the lesson, you can just email me back and we'll. And by the way, the price is going up on February 16th. So, you know, if you want to take the lessons, I'm going to honor just the old price, the $1,000 price until February 16th. So if you've been thinking about it, this would definitely be the time to do it before the price goes up on my birthday. All right. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, keep the channel around, and lets YouTube know that there's something of value here so they can share it around a little bit more. Okay. So, all right, let's get over to the chat and see. So, I know Steve. Oh, right there. Okay. So Steve. A, B, and B. Okay, so Steve is out of that. Great trade, Steve. I still have Frank in this one. AMD. Okay, Steve is out of AMD. And DocuSign. That's not the right one. Was Steve the only one in that? Steve was. Very nice, Steve. 9%er. I don't blame you. Take the money and run. And in space. Okay. SPCE. So Steve did buy space. And he bought it at 26.63. 26.63 on the 520 crossover. So I'm going to put here Steve 520 cross. All right. Oh, and PLTR. Okay. At 26.14. Okay, Jackson's down there. Steve is up here. And I imagine that's a 520 cross. I imagine. I imagine that's true. Okay. And oh, UGL. Let's see. So UGL. All right. So we'll bring that back over here. Steve bought UGL based probably off of the GLD chart. Steve bought it at 64.57. 64.57. All right. All right. Oh, I missed a lot of trades up here. Okay, Yas is in UAL. Sorry, everybody, I got a lot of noise going on here. Yas is in UAL. Will you close that, buddy? All right. Yas is in UAL. PLTR is also Yas. Out of AMD. All right. Glad to see you getting rid of the winners, keeping the losers. I'm sorry, getting rid of the losers and keeping the winners. Out of Lilly. I think I already had you out of Lilly. Should have sold all yesterday. Oh well, lesson learned. Jackson, 0 positions. Jackson says Visa. Okay, we're going to take Visa off the board. Fiverr. $230. Oh, nice. Oh, that was the day before. Miguel, please close. Please close. Okay, at 2:30. And that's Jatson. Okay. Got those. Kamal says no trades today. Gary says nothing new today. Pat says no trades for me today. Frank says this is the first time ever I've been in the same boat over a plane. Took 1/2 position of Jets. Oh, all right. This is the first time I've ever been in the same boat over a plane. Huh. All right, so that's Frank on Jets. Frank, 1/2 position. Okay. Johnson is out of Lilly. Okay. I'm glad you sold half yesterday. Out of RKT. In Fastly. and a half of zoom. Is that what I'm seeing? Okay. So Johnson has a half zoom. All right. Johan is in Zoom. And Beyond Meat. Okay. TTCF. $24.78. 78. Johan. Okay. And out of Lily, I think I took you out of that one. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Jackson says, I love seeing y'all sitting out. Just saying. Steve says, I'm at an AMD. Okay, I already got that one. Mork says, hi, Greg. Can I add my positions here as well? Yes. Frank says, A, B, and B. Forgot to list. I think I had you in it, Frank. Yeah, I did. 10%er. Nice. Frank says, you may be about to find out the big money is in plumbing, not stocks. That's true, Frank. But he's my good buddy, so you know he's going to give me a good deal. But you're right. Jackson said, trading podcast with ambient porcelain soundscape. That's right. That was my theme today. Pat says, bye, everyone. Have a pleasant evening. You as well. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Happy hiking. Jackson says, Greg, with the price increase, you could just pay a casual front runner just to enter in the plethora of entries or exits. Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me, honestly. We may have another record on our hands. We may have another record. I'm not 100% sure. Morgs is in at 26. Oh, PLTR. PLTR. 26.15. Okay, so that's close. I'm just going to put your name there, Morgs. There's Morgs. Lovis says FRE. Is that a symbol? I don't have that symbol. David says happy rest of your day, everyone. You too. David says PLTR as well. Okay. PLTR is definitely getting some action over here. I can see it though. I mean, I just wasn't sure if that had back tested well. David. Jackson will do it. Okay. Lovis says, Greg, when you have time one day, we'd love to hear your story. That was a great teaser you and Steve gave us. I've got some stories for you, everybody. I can tell you that. Free was a mistake. Sorry. Okay. All right. So I think it's fair to say that the boat is loaded with positions. I hope we keep this momentum going. All right. Baba, I'm short. USO, I'm long. SPY overnight trade. And then UAL, I did take a half position, and that's it. Let's see. What is happening after hours in this crazy world? Q's up a little bit. SPY's down a little bit. Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. So I finished here, okay? Okay. UAL down a little bit after hours, and VIX is up. All right. So listen, I've got to run. I've got to help Miguel here with something. All right. So appreciate you coming today. Go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. For a human, go out and try to do something nice for an animal as well. It'll make you feel better. It will definitely make both of them feel better. And I appreciate you coming today. And if you could hit the thumbs up before you get out of here, I would really appreciate that. And hopefully we will see you tomorrow, Wednesday. So have a good rest of your day. Take care, everyone. See y'all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.